Now we will be trying waves of change, and we want to showcase regional projects that really make a difference. This is a new setup that we are testing for the first time in this conference, and we will need very much your support. So we aim to present 3 projects, really interesting and really engaging for the Black Sea community. I don't know if it will be the first time that you will hear about some of them, but in any case, they are quite diverse. So we are offering for everyone something to choose. And you have to be ready, using again Slido, to share your advice. So we are having here a big advisory board for the Black Sea, and you share your advice and your suggestion on how these projects can be more impactful and can be more adapted to your local community. I want to thank specifically for the 3 speakers and the 3 projects that accepted this challenge. It's not easy to come to present your idea and be not necessarily criticized, but for the community to tell you what you need to do while you are in the middle of a project and you kind of decided what to do. So you need to be very flexible for that. And I want to thank Marian Paiu from BlackNETs, Alina Soceanu from AlgaeRevive, and Tzvetalina Genova for INTERSMARTS. And we are going now one by one. And Marian Paiu will present Exorcising the Black Sea's Silent Killers, BlackNETs. You have a short pitch, a short time for pitch. When I'm seeing Marian, I always say short time because we know each other for many, many years now. And be ready, meanwhile, he's presenting, to share your ideas, your advice, how this can be more impactful in the Black Sea. Please, Marian.
Okay. Thank you, Mihaela. I hope that you can hear me well. I will try to be, or do my best to be short, although it's not in my vocabulary to be short. Let's see the presentation. But meanwhile, thank you. And it's really an honor for me to be second time on this scene. And hope that you will bear with me during my presentation and during our subject, because it's one of... Oh, good. Yeah. It's a project that really it's on our hearts. Of course, on my heart, it's beside the dolphins and marine mammals and porpoises from the Black Sea, but you all know that thing. So, Exorcising the Black Sea Silent Killers, BlackNETs, is a project financed by Interreg Next Black Sea Basin, on which I'm really grateful for that. So, Mare Nostrum is a leader in this project. Let me just... Okay. Together with partners from Bulgaria, Institute of Oceanology from Varna, Karadeniz Technical University from Turkey, and Ilia State University from Georgia. Together, we identified a problem that previously we identified it locally, but now we try throughout these funds to make it regional. So abandoned, lost, or otherwise discarded fishing gear, also known as ghost gear. You can imagine that in fisheries there are a lot of tools, which are unfortunately being lost or perish somehow in the sea, but they are not perishing, they are still there. And it seems that it's a major contributor to the marine plastic pollution for our oceans. More than 10% or up to 10% of marine litter in the world's ocean is belonging to these classes. So has become recognized as one of the most harmful forms of plastic pollution to marine organisms and ecosystem. And you can imagine why, because it's not just the tool itself, but also the composition of the tools, the plastic materials are getting into the... Okay. Should I point it somewhere else, or I can just make a sign for you to... Oh, go back. Yeah. Okay, so the solution, a collaborative approach to encourage co-responsibility throughout joint efforts of riparian countries. And since time is short, I just left there some images in order for you to understand a bit what we are tackling, minimizing the loss of fishing gears and understanding how is the problem at the Black Sea level, pilot actions for removal ghost gear fishing nets, promote the recovery and recycling of these damaged nets, and not ultimately training and raising awareness about the topic. So on the next slide, I prepared something because, you know, I can speak a lot of words, but pictures mean more, and movies, I hope that even more. So you can see that there are different types of tools used in fisheries, and part of these are lost. And this is how they are looking under the water, left there. So a poor management of the tools itself are impacting our ecosystem. There was a song as well, but it seems that we don't have it. Anyhow, this impact, it goes to the habitats, both the habitats and the species, from the smallest one to the bigger one. And you can imagine that even the lines from our fishing sticks are really catching this kind of animals. What is important is that the areas in which the tools are tend to gather or to gather around, it's not identified, or at least some of them are just partially known. This is something that we are trying to identify throughout our projects. And then giving a second chance for these tools, because in the end, we are discussing in the previous session about money. So this loss doesn't mean just ecosystem loss and impact, they mean also money loss for the businesses that they are in. So together with the other stakeholders and the other levels of decision makers, we try to identify the most suitable solutions to this kind of, to improve this management of the poor. And yes, I was speaking about trainings and also public awareness. It's important, as I was speaking in first session of the day, about getting the people, the citizens, the sense of being part of the action. That impact is impacting his own life. So if he understands that, definitely the pathway will improve considerably. So I hope that you had at least a glimpse on what we are doing. And then it's the right time for our place and the right time and place. And I feel, after looking on the previous session, that definitely is the time and the place for this kind of projects or for this kind of innovations. Since on the global scale, UN acknowledge it, and there are also the European Commission, and also there are global initiatives that are tackling and pushing on these aspects, I feel that it's really our time to do good things, or greater things, as someone was saying, within this subject. You can go on that. So the support that we need to ensure our success already started, actually. We try to synergize and upscale our findings and forward send the message and the knowledge that we get. So, but in the end, it's a need of a combined financial support, as you are speaking about, or schemes for industry and fishing industry and the other industries to get together in tackling the problem. And I'm saying that because the waste management, for example, is poorly embedding this type of materials in their systems. So that would be a great innovation if we can manage that. Did I reach? Oh, good. Hope that I fit the moment.
So thank you, Marian. Here you have some of the, questions, not necessarily advice, coming from our audience. And let's say the most interesting one that also the public voted is, maybe you want to explain how you implement this at a more operational level and how public institutions can be involved in that.
Yeah, definitely. I was mentioning this during my presentation as well. So it's important to get this message and also to get an inclusive process in which the authorities to be really active. Because, for example, in Romania, it happened last year that we got a decree in which the plastic materials which are used in the fisheries should be reported. So if this kind of decisions would be there, we don't need really finance or to sanction people. We need just a better cooperation and a better supervision of the implementation of the law, because we have plenty of those. So if you are to answer on the second question, greening or sanctions, I think we can still go on greening, but it seems that sanctioning is taking more and more place, or it's being more and more active. And hope that we won't end up in just having fines for everything that we are doing. So let's think about it.
And also you showed us the nice movie that you have prepared. Maybe you want to explain how you organize really this, let's say, monitoring or removal of the ghost nets?
Yes, we can speak a lot on how how the process and activities were performed. And for that reason, actually, we have an event. So I launched the invitation for you. On 3rd of November, we are having a regional stakeholder gathering, a workshop, here in Constanța, where all the partners will be there, able to answer to your questions, and also to drive you or have a ride within the scope of the project and the activities implemented. But if I'm going to make a short scheme about it, it's about understanding the particular aspects of the Black Sea and the social, or how to call it, not ethnically, I wouldn't put it like
cultural.
that, but culturally, yeah, cultural aspect of fisheries in different countries, and what are the outputs from those fisheries. So throughout a questionnaire, and then trying to understand where are these areas, hotspots, identified within the sea. And that we are doing it throughout diving, throughout scanning, and also using some technological drones and other aspects. And then all this information are gathered up in a guideline and a guidebook that would be, I hope, the Bible of ghost gear initiatives or work in the Black Sea that would be useful for the rest of the Black Sea countries.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Marian. I think he deserves a big round of applause.
Okay. And if I may, maybe I have a question
What can I do?
also on my side. Is this scalable in your eyes, for example, those who were participating in the previous panel, because we are talking about financial aspects and continuation of the process? Do you think?
You will need to see.
Yeah, please.
And,
okay. Thank you so much.
And one other thing that you need to explore during the break is how you exchange with peers from other European seas, and I know that not only European, also international seas.
Yeah.
And there was another question related to the fishermen and how they embrace your proposal, because I know it's not easy and very handy.
Anyhow, I'm here for all the day. I will be happy to have questions and discussion on this topic. More than happy. So thank you again.
Perfect. And we are going now to another project, completely different, but still underwater. And I will invite Alina Soceanu to present us AlgaeRevive, harnessing algae power for pollution reduction and blue growth. Alina, you will have there the pointer so you can change the slides and introduce us the project. Again, the same Slido, use it for advice or a question otherwise. Alina?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for this invitation, and I'm very honored to be here and share our experience and learn a lot from your experience too. So our project is entitled AlgaeRevive, and the lead partner is Via Pontica Foundation from Bulgaria. And also we have partners from Bulgaria, from Professor Dr. Asen Zlatorov University, Tsone Mitsulava Water Management Institute from Georgia, Odessa State Agrarian University from Ukraine, and Hellenic Agriculture Organization Dimitra from Greece, and Ovidius University of Constanța, Romania, and I'm the manager for the partner number 6, Ovidius University of Constanța. What is the solution of our project is building? Our projects introduce an integrated cross-border approach, combining advanced technology, collaboratory research, and pilot-scale application to tackle Black Sea pollution and promote blue economy opportunities. We will build a Black Sea Acknowledge hub, and it will be a lot. It will comprise a lot of data and the best practices about the subject, and this will be supported by an AI-powered alga sense monitoring tool that will use satellite data and machine learning to forecast alga blooms in real time. Also, our project, it will a first-time solution align with the Common Maritime Agenda from the Black Sea, the Bucharest Convention, the EU Green Deal, and the EU Biodiversity Strategy for 2030. Using this AE-based monitoring and sustainable algae cultivation, it addresses urgent environmental threats while fostering blue economy diversification, key priorities for the region's ecological resilience, economic competitiveness, and policy commitments to cross-border environmental cooperation. This transnational data-driven approach delivers faster detection, target actions, and scalable solution for a cleaner and a more resilient Black Sea. Our project seeks technical collaboration with research institutions, technology providers, and environmental agencies to enhance this AD-driven algae sense system and expand the algae knowledge hub's data resources. And of course, we need more visibility in order to attract as many members of the community as we can. And we also strategic partnership with policymakers, NGOs, industry to pilot and commercialize algae-based products, fostering market uptake in the blue economy. Stakeholders can engage through joint research, co-investment in algae-based solutions, and replication of our model in other coastal regions facing similar challenges. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alina, for the presentation. And now it's time to see your questions. We have one there. I hope it is for this project. And I don't know if you plan to explore in your project, because you mentioned policymakers, what will be the legal mechanism to implement the results? Because algae aquaculture might need some extra attention from this, from the legislative point of view.
Of course, we will be in touch with the one who are responsible to make this legislation, and we will come with our results, and together we will obtain some legal legislation to implement our results. We are working for this aid tool with some specialized researchers, and I think that together with them we will achieve to obtain the best results, and also to be in according with the Romanian legislation, and also with the other legislation of the other partners that are involved in our project.
But in terms of the area that will be covered by this AI tool, look, I think it raised quite some interest. The people want to know what will be covering, so what will do this AI tool, and how the stakeholders will be able to test it.
We, together with our partners, have been established some point of research when we will use this AI tool to predict this data that will gathering together, and to use them in the future research, and also to make our results okay for the project.
So I imagine it's a sort of a modeling AI tool. I got it right, or?
Yes, will be a modeling AI tool, but we have this specialized people for doing this. And to gather this research data from all our partners. And with this tool, we will try to manage and to predict the bloom field.
And the final question for you, if you are having involved in the project or connections with any environmental responsible institution?
We are making some connections with this environmental institution, also because we are making a lot of research of alga species, and also because we are, some of the partners are a university, we are making our own research on this species, but with the help of the a research institution also, we will make this research more visible for the results of the product.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Alina. I like very much that we are having more and more algae projects. It's a topic that I am very much fond of. So yes, let's say that this sector is gaining and it's attracting more supporters also in the Black Sea. A big hand of applause for Alina.
Thank you.
And we are changing now the topic again, and I will be inviting Tzvetalina Genova to present us INTERSMARTS project, so a project dedicated to interdisciplinary solution for smart, sustainable tourism and services for the blue growth in the Black Sea. So we are switching now to tourism, something maybe more above the water. Let's see, Tzvetalina.
Okay, good day, dear colleagues. We are moving over the ground now, over the sea, if I may so, and a little bit of a different topic. I have the pleasure to present to you the INTERSMARTS project, okay? Is it okay? Which is a joint initiative of the Varna University of Management from Bulgaria, the International Hellenic University from Greece, the Moldova State University, and the Istanbul Development Agency in Turkey. When I was hearing previous presentations, I was thinking that some of our ideas actually have a very good potential for the Eco-Innovation Fund as well, but we had the chance to be supported first by the next BCB program, and thanks to it, we implemented what we have. Apologies, some technical issues. Okay. What is our problem? Three main words: blue growth, tourism, and missed opportunity. Our main ambition is to improve the sustainability performance of the tourism sector by introducing more innovations that will solve the issues related to pollution, overdevelopment, and seasonality. And why tourism is important? Because this is a main blue growth sector recognized by the European Commission. I don't know how visible it is on the image, but what is important that this is the largest employer among the blue growth sectors in Europe over the last 10 years. And it is, I think, the second one with the highest GVA rise in this last decade. But this is a fact which is actually underestimated. In the Black Sea region, what we have is a coastal tourism that is predominantly mass tourism, which is associated with environmental degradation, stress on the communities, overused infrastructure, and really low technology uptake. So what we did to solve this issue, first we joined together in very diverse teams of diverse researchers across disciplines and so on, to investigate what are the real issues and why we have the type of tourism predominant that we have now. Based on the results, we identified also a lot of good practices and a lot of research materials that would help us improve the situation and gather them together in a tool which is called INTERSMARTS Innovation Management Platform, and this is our main tool and achievement. This is an idea generation platform, idea crowdsourcing platform, which for the first time is used at a sectoral level and at a micro level, because the majority of these tools which are available so far are used mainly for companies. In our case, we integrated a very good library of case studies, of research results, but also functionality for peer review and peer consultations. So we would like this tool to function as a community of learning, constantly integrating the fragmented efforts towards sustainability in tourism sector that we have. And why now? Because the environmental issues are urgent, we don't need to comment on this, of course. but also because we have a very fast development into technologies that can make tourism sustainable in very efficient ways. We just need more practice and more integration of these technologies in the sector, which is not a fact for the time being, because our tourism is still not tech-savvy. The role of tourism as a blue growth sector is misunderstood, so we need to improve this. Of course, there is a rising demand for sustainable tourism everywhere in the world, including in the Black Sea community, and the policy priorities, all of them at international, European, regional, and even local level are for this. What support we need? Mainly for the further development of the platform, because we created an online tool from scratch. So we are programming from the very beginning. You can scan the QR code to access the platform there. A lot of technological advice would be very helpful. Also advice on enlarging our content, on impact, on how we can further continue to support this initiative. Maybe last but not least, we would like to see the platform integrated in education at all levels. University, vocational, lifelong learning. Thank you for the attention, and I'm open for questions.
Thank you very much, Tzvetalina. And for the moment, we don't have questions on Slido, but if someone from the audience wants to break the ice and have direct question, you can also do it. And apparently, oh, okay. Okay, I like it. You are not shy anymore. Good. How can we convince the businesses to choose long-term success versus short-term but easy profit? That's the $1 million question.
When we are talking about business, we have to show businesses that technologies can make their profit efficient even in the short term. So if you organize the business in a different way, if you use the technology wisely, then it's not necessary that you sacrifice the economic benefits in the short term for the long-term success. That's why we are talking about technologies and innovations, and this is what innovations are about.
And in terms of local suppliers and how can an operator be considered doing sustainable tourism, there is a sort of a, let's say, rule, or this is more like what everyone wants to consider, more flexible?
The good thing about our tool is that we research what we have in the region. So if another company managed to do and organize the business efficiently, this would mean that we can do it as well. So it is very important to have the best practices localized, so that you don't have to look at conditions which are very much different. And in the best practices, the way we describe them in our platform, this was exactly the idea, to show business models that are working in our area. And then with this business model and solutions explained, another businesses can be inspired and see that they can apply to their circumstances and localities. So it is very practice-oriented, if I may say so, for business, and in order to have impact, the policy priorities need to be translated into very, very practical dimensions. And this is what we are trying to do. This peer tool that we have in the platform, which is actually the main element of all crowdsourcing platform, has especially this task when someone poses a challenge. He or she can receive advice from the community for the other registrants that may face similar issues, similar problems. The platform allows for real-time commenting, and this is actually one of the features we are most proud of.
And can you give us an example of a sustainable tourism in the Black Sea Basin, something that maybe your project already identified, or also outside the project, something that you consider sustainable tourism?
I wouldn't like to make a particular advertising for one company or another, but for example, on the Black Sea coast, we have a resort which actually demonstrates a whole closed cycle of doing sustainable tourism. For example, they use the leftovers from food for a biogas station with which they provide heat to warm the water in their pools. They have energy-efficient transport within the complex. We have also sea vessel powered by solar energy and so on. A lot of really real and very interesting practical cases which you can find on our platform. But of course there are many more which we didn't reach out to.
Perfect. And I thank my ground support, Georgia, for highlighting this first advice, really advice of the day, to you to enforce more public education so that there is a demand for the sustainable tourism services. I think this is also something important that will drive more and more this topic. Thank you very much, Tzvetalina. A big round of applause for you as well.